Y'all, we're living through the most blatantly corrupt administration in history. And it's not even close. And they're not even trying to hide it either, as you'll see. Trump's giving out pardons like Tic Tacs in a classroom. I mean, he's giving them out because he admires these people for the absolute corruption that they have ensued. For those people who do not know, these are the Chrisleys. They are most known for their reality show, Chrisley Knows Best, which highlighted their extravagant and lavish lifestyle. Remind you of anyone? And it was discovered that they were committing massive bribery and tax evasion, defrauding the IRS. Thereby, they were convicted by a jury in 2022. Prosecutors said that Todd and Julie Chrisley conspired to defraud Atlanta area banks of more than $36 million in personal loans by submitting false bank statements and other records, which they spent on luxury cars and travel. Then they later defrauded the IRS, evading collection of $500,000 in taxes. And then they failed to file their tax returns for the years of 2013 through 2016. But what about draining the swamp? Draining the swamp. Some people say that I'm like the grand poobah of swamp creatures. The hypocrisy is astounding. But y'all, it gets better. The only reason why this is on Donald Trump's radar is strictly because this is done as a favor to Savannah Chrisley. And then you'll say, well, who is Savannah Chrisley? Well, that's the daughter, and she actually spoke at the RNC in Milwaukee, trying to advocate, saying that, oh my God, my family has been targeted for their political and conservative beliefs. You know, this is all the Biden DOJ. Cry me a river, Ashley. They were so unfairly prosecuted. She was a huge advocate and basically stumping for Trump for his 2024 campaign. And this is Donald Trump repaying her. Wouldn't you say that's like a tit for tat? A quid pro quo? I'll scratch my back if you scratch yours. Turning the office of the presidency literally into an exchange like that. It's not about leadership. It's not about policy that helps everyone. Like, Donald Trump is literally like selling pardons. You think I'm joking? In the next video, I'm going to talk about Paul Wyzak, which is an even crazier case. But before I get ahead of myself, let's actually go through and read part of the conviction that dropped in November of 2022. Over the course of the decade, the defendants defrauded banks out of tens of millions of dollars while evading payment of their own income taxes. And this sentencing proves when you lie, cheat, and steal, justice is blind to your fame, fortune, and position. The Chrisleys defrauded financial institutions and the federal government through tax evasion and other fraudulent means in an effort to minimize their tax liability, but project an image of wealth. The Chrisleys, with the help of their former business partners, submitted false bank statements, audit reports, and personal financial statements to Georgia community banks to obtain the loans. The Chrisleys then spent the money on luxury cars, designer clothes, real estate, and travel, and used the new fraudulent loans to pay back old ones. Then, after spending all the money, Todd Chrisley files for bankruptcy and walks away with more than $20 million of these fraudulently obtained loans. Later, while earning millions from their TV show, Todd and Julie Chrisley, along with their accountant Peter Tarantino, sounds like an actor, conspired to defraud the Internal Revenue Service. In addition, the Chrisleys failed to file tax returns or pay any taxes for the years 2013, 2014, 2015, and 2016. Todd and Julie Chrisley have been sentenced to 12 and 7 years respectively in federal prison. That is until Donald Trump decided to not drain the swamp. And y'all, the reactions online tell you everything that you need to know. This is who Trump is and who he's looking out for, not you or your family. Criminals. Trump's pardons are a middle finger to law and democracy within our republic. If you're rich, you're the shit. If you're not, you're just shit. So disgusting this is happening. This couple should be locked up. They're all still responsible for their tax debt. He seems to be pardoning fellow criminals like himself early and before the midterms because if things flip, a third impeachment is inevitable. But I thought Trump was tough on crime guy. I guess if they've done things that Trump himself has done, they get pardoned. Probably feel sorry for them as they followed Trump's how to fraud/con people and get away with it online course. Of course he pardoned them. It's not normal behavior for a criminal to pardon other criminals. So fraudulent of a family hiding behind Christian values while they're stealing money, right? Trump's kind of people: white, obnoxiously wealthy, thanks to crime, selfish, dishonest, ungrateful, and unapologetic. This is such a bad decision, and I'm disgusted by it. It's called bribery, corruption at its finest. He's trying to normalize fraud. And y'all, this is only the tip of the iceberg. Like, I'm going to be making a series of videos specifically talking about all these crazy pardons. It starts off with Todd and Julie Chrisley. We're going to talk about Paul Wyzak. We're going to talk about Scott Jenkins. We're going to talk about Michelle Fiore, the former governor of Illinois. We're going to talk about him too, who's a Democrat, but dude should not be pardoned. All of this is to say that Donald Trump's pardons are truly like, he is selling them. We live in this country that is supposed to be all about freedom, equity, equality, opportunity, and yet we literally live in the same old crap. It's pay to play, and you and I are probably not going to be rich enough to afford this kind of stuff. So if we do any sort of crime, which don't, but if we do it, all of a sudden we get locked up forever. They do it, and it's a different set of rules. Now, all of these conservatives are like, oh my God, what about Hunter Biden? He should not have been pardoned. What do you want me to say? Like, he shouldn't have been pardoned. So that is, but knowing that, that's not any sort of excuse for you to then try and say, well, he shouldn't have been pardoned. Okay, so neither should any of these other people. What? The dog finally caught up with the car and you're shocked at it. Like, dude, call out corruption where you see it. Does it matter the political affiliation? But why is it that we see so much corruption on the Republican side? Because there's more corruption there. Doesn't mean you avoid the Democrat corruption, but it means you call all of it out. Glad we had this talk. Check out my other videos for more.